sit with me, you don't play with me. Something you're giving up don't feel right. It don't sit with me, you don't play with me. Ninataka kupendana nawe. Ninataka kupendana nawe. Ninataka kupendana nawe.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Daniel Robbins. You're tuning into
I thought that we could be something that is bigger than the night.
Now listening to the mix.
Tushakubali na wewe, sikimbizani na si west time yangu, wewe ni chani yangu, na unanicheza, wewe wanicheza. Asubira sinanga, bado wanisinyanga, wanitesa, bila wanitenda, yawe. Chikipale kichande, kichanda, chikipale banyana chanda, chanda wanamuona. Chikipale kichande, chikipale kichanda, chanda wanamuona.
Yeah, good afternoon, family. Karibuni sana to another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss. My name is Joby. It's exactly 8 minutes to the top of the hour, literally past the top of the hour, not to the top of the hour, but past the top of the hour. And welcome to another episode, of course, to those who are just listening via YouTube, BitChurch, Rumble, and of course, to those who are with us also on the radio station. To those who are listening via Spreaker, we shall be catching this on a replay as well. Hope you guys get to enjoy today's conversation as we talk about Ecowas, which is currently in Guinea, for talks about the new military junta that has taken complete power of the country. We're going to be looking at this because I've been saying, which I said also yesterday, it's going to determine if Guinea Bissau has really declared a real leadership, if they're not going to be convinced to go back to these blocks again, because they always threaten them with things like sanction. You're going to withdraw from this. If you don't do this, you're going to be facing financial stability in different ways, or you're not going to be getting support in terms of finances from other organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, or rather the international organization. So you're going to be talking about ECOWAS in Guinea-Bissau currently, and where we have Nigeria, which is promising to offer protection to Guinea-Bissau position and candidate Diaz. And of course, we'll be discussing on that as our major conversation. But before that, we're going to talk about what is happening with that is in Congo. We're going to discuss how we have the president who's facing a backlash after a $2.2 million bridge collapse when people actually were passing during the opening day. And it's really, really embarrassing. We're going to talk about South Africa. We have Ramaphosa talking about African countries need to spend, how they spend more on paying debts than infrastructure, health and education. And along that, it's going to be backed by an amazing conversation because we look at rivers, how, and especially mining and exploitation of African resources. Personally, I've said these people do it very recklessly, and it's really alarming because it's now costing people's lives. It's not just a matter of you displacing people from that particular region, but to the point where you're spilling, especially the oil spillage, countries like Nigeria, how they were heavily affected by Shell, and how so many witnesses also disappeared because of trying to go after Shell or trying to testify against Shell and what really happened. And still, this is very much active, not just with the British colonizers, but also with the Chinese companies and other people who are seeking interest in terms of resources from Africa. So I'm going to be talking about that because in many countries, actually in Africa, many Africans are complaining about the devastating toxic spill that is seen after maybe a test of, not really a test of weather, but literally after the exploitation, which personally I've said again, it's done recklessly. And I have a couple of videos back in the conversation. The same is happening in Kenya. We've been eating unsafe fishes, and this is coming from Kisumu, where majority of them are also contaminated, and we'll be letting you know how and why, because this is part of this system where they need to ensure we have proper sanitization. And along that, we're going to be discussing also what is happening in Haiti. As you can see, the protests have started again in Haiti over, Haiti have taken it to the streets over the St. Mark City, while demanding protection from the gangs. And sometimes I'm kind of asking, are these protests really funded or are they really real? Because the US has ways of playing schemes and games when it comes to Africa. They know the games very well. They can pay just a couple of people, go cause commotion, like, we don't know, we want you to call out on the gangs, and all that. But we know the gangs, again, people like Barbecue, which we've gone deeper on the conversation, they're actually people who are fighting for the rights of their country. They're not terrorists. They're not funded by anyone, not backed by anyone. That's why the US actually is going after Barbecue, which then put a price on him if he was found. But anyway, karibuni, that's our top conversation for the day. Of course, I'll be starting with what is happening in DRC Congo. But before that, kindly ensure you go to the Google Play Store and get our application. Get yourself amazing organic supplements, because we say your health is your wealth. For now, let me share some brain and focus and the benefits it comes with as we come back and pour critical thinking into this conversation.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Karibuni sana once again, and of course, before wasting much time, let's get straight to the conversation. We have DRC Congo president who is facing backlash after literally a bridge collapse that has costed $2.2 million. Literally, and this is during the opening day, and I'm just loving the comment section. People are saying the man pocketed literally the money. Someone asking, is this literally a $2.2 million bridge? Are you kidding me? Because this is not even in Congolese currency. This is actually talking about in USD. Someone says, let's be honest, he'd make a great Jamaican politician. Come on, because the governorship, the leadership is everywhere. So that's why you'd actually do the same or put the same application. Someone also says that must have been the pathway leading to the bridge, because there's no way. Exactly. This must be the path leading to the bridge, because there's no way this is a bridge. And then someone also says, okay, how do I sign up for the politics in Congo? Because it is a jokes, man. It is super crazy. This was what was happening. And mind you, this is during the opening day of this bridge that has costed 2.8 million. Sorry. The same thing happened in Kenya. We had a bridge of 2 million. I can't remember Kenyan shillings, but I think it was Kenyan shillings. And it was incomplete. And they say that bridge actually costed 2 million Kenyan shillings, and yet it is incomplete. Not even where started. It just looks like some old abandoned rock, and they went and took a picture and said we launched the bridge and we don't know now what happened. This is very embarrassing. And then the funniest thing about this video, the first thing was that why are you calling Jesus? Jesus has nothing to do with this. Kwa jina la Yesu, because kwa jina la Yesu means in the name of Jesus, which is a Swahili translation to English. Kwa jina la Yesu literally means in the name of Jesus. I'm like, what does Jesus have to do with this? This is you. This is what we talk about: accountability, responsibility, inclusivity of the people. If you went to the people of this particular village or wherever this location is, which county district this is in Congo, you should have gone to the people, talk to them, let them make you understand the difficulties they face, because the same thing happens. You're gonna build these weak-ass bridges, and then the water sometimes may be super a lot to not be able, for the bridge not to be able to hold itself. And especially because of the construction, how it's been built. If you spend less money on such projects, expect some poor ass results, especially when whatever you're trying to how do I say, whatever you're trying to solve, the same problem is going to become 10 times worse because you've not even created a solution from the word go. So go to the people. This is what you talk about inclusivity. Go to the people, ask them, what type of a bridge and what type of bridges have you guys tried to build here before, with the previous system, the previous governments, governors, MPs, and what would you like us to create different? Because these situations happen a couple of times where we see these leaders claiming they've spent so much money on constructing bridges, schools, hospitals, which have nothing or they're close to nothing. So literally zero inclusivity of the people. But this is the same norm. This is Africa. I mean, what do you expect?
Mwangaika ndani mule hamuna watu.
Yeah, so that is in DRC Congo. That is very, very shameful, but it's the same pattern in every African country where they claim they have spent so much money, but the money has gone to their balloon stomach. That's why you see the stomachs are protruding more than anything else. It's super, super crazy. But shout out to Felix Kedi and the rest of the African puppets. More and more of this. I mean, I'm not even shocked or literally faced by it. But on this other end, the same thing goes to now we have Ramaphosa, who's questioning about African countries, not questioning, but stating how African countries spend more money on paying debts than infrastructure, health, and education. Now we go back to infrastructure. That is just what exactly I've shown. This same money you'll find that actually DRC Congo has spent a lot of money and funds, and this is actually probably a loan from the IMF and the World Bank, because I bet this is not from the taxes from the people. This is not taxes from the people. This is, of course, not coming from Felix Kedi's pocket. They have to go back all the way to the IMF and the World Bank, put on the same lies they keep on doing, keeping African countries stuck in the same situation. Then the next thing we face as the people, once the country can't pay back the loans and with a higher interest, let's not forget that, we go back to the privatization of public assets. We're the ones who suffer. A good example, again, right here in Kenya is Kenya Power. We're not in charge of power. We don't control electricity. Nowadays, electricity has been disappearing like it's no man's business. It's not literally us to blame, but there's someone to blame. There's Ruto, there's Uhuru Kenyatta, there's Mwai Kibaki, but I'm going to be heavy on Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta because privatizations of public assets actually began with these two. When Kibaki was a president, and I'm not defending him being a good president, but we saw better change when we had literally Mwai Kibaki. We had free education, which is what they're trying to get rid of. We had road constructions, which actually was a minimal loan because it didn't take much loan, and he paid it back. But when Uhuru Kenyatta came back, more debts, and more debts. And I'm not saying even before Mwai Kibaki, we still didn't have the same system applying. But we're just talking about how literally the people who are doing at least something with the money they borrow. And that is what exactly you can see we're addressing with Felix Kedi. This is a $2.2 million, not even the currency of Congo, this is a bridge. And then you talk about how African countries are going to keep on spending money on infrastructure, on debt instead of infrastructure, health, and education, because from the word go, this is not a system that is set up with the same people you borrow from. This is not money that is supposed to make you prosper in any sort of way. I don't know if it really makes sense. It doesn't make you prosper in any sort of way. And again, the aim is to continue looting rather than making the continent prosper, just like the white guy said. So long as you have these colonial powers who are still making, and we go back from the first deal that was ever signed with the first president, we shouldn't know the agreements, and still the agreements continue with the more presidential to, I think that was the Gambia president. One of the video has been leaked when he was talking about how African leaders are told to sign these deals and how you cannot walk away from it. The video is circulating on TikTok and on Instagram. He was openly confessing and didn't know he was being recorded how they signed these deals, and you can't walk away from them. You're signing to be a puppet. So you know very well, Ramaphosa, you know that is the state South Africa is in right now. That is why we have the Oranians, Afrikaners, let me call them what they call themselves. We have Afrikaners and we have the poor South Africans, the original people of that land, suffering. And yet they think we are the reason, the rest of us Africans, we're the reason why they are suffering. You're the reason why your people are suffering, Ramaphosa. And that should be told. The truth needs to be taught in these particular schools. But before I get to continue, Karibu Sana Keith, how are you doing?
Sadi Joby, how you doing?
I'm great, can't complain. But anyway, we have Ramaphosa talking about how African countries spend more on debt. I mean, these are conversations we've had a couple of times, even before him saying, many of them speak about this, but they never do anything about it. Number one, you should walk away from this bank system that you've kept yourself in. You should create your own currency. You should create infrastructures. Stop being dependent on European and Western countries. Create your own health system. A good example, most of you goddamn leaders are dying in India, which is a shame that you've not done anything in your continent. You can't even literally go survive anywhere within the continent. You have to go all the way.
Ramaphosa ain't got to go to no India. I already told you that.
I doubt it still. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying any of that.
Ramaphosa ain't got it. I showed you South African hospitals are better than India. So
we saw, but people suffer too. The same situations we suffer because
of course, no doubt they can't afford it. I'm just saying the good hospitals are in South Africa because the white people are there. That's why. Mm-hmm. So Africans won't build anything for themselves because, like I said, these morons that they put in powers. Like you understand? They said that African men are cowards. That's what they're seen as. They're cowards. So they don't ever build. They're scared to go against the white masters, scared to die. They're cowards. And I sent you guys a video too. Just check into that. You guys, African men are known as cowards. Like you seen that guy and that Kenyan guy in Arabia. There's another one. I wasn't gonna send this another one. Some Chinese guy. Like I said, this is what they do to African people. Black Americans. No, they do it to y'all. They never do that in America. The black people here. To y'all, you guys are seen as cowards, and that's why they do it. You don't fight. You bow. You shipped. So you're right. Why don't they build their own economic system, Joy? Why don't they build their own as you say, currency? Why won't they do it? Because they're cowards. They won't do it. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about that now. Is what one? You got 3 leaders in Africa right now that said they're not going to be cowards. Even Toure, Simi Goita.
Cowardness is promoted by poor education. I always love defending that. Now everyone is a coward. I also love clarifying that. You know, that's also the assumption most of these people want to have. For majority of the people, you come here, then you get a shock on your goddamn face. You know, everyone is a coward. Stop assuming everyone is a coward. Tafadhali. And I'm really saying that. Everyone is a coward. Like Keith, we thought someone was a coward. You got scammed. I mean, we didn't think he was a coward, But you are trusting someone and thinking it's gonna actualize what we want, what you want, only to come find out actually is a big organized con man. Whoever
Okay,
I
that
think
that's
about it.
different. That's different. That doesn't make him not. That doesn't make him not be a coward.
It's the
Doesn't make him
same.
not be.
It's the same
That
according
doesn't.
to me. It's the same because it's the I feel like it's kind of the assumption. Now leave alone with that. It's the assumption of even with these white people, you wanna come maybe to a certain place, you wanna tell people to walk out or take control. Also with these puppets, you wanna go to a certain place, especially with this generation. That is what they can't do. And you're being told and you're being warned. You're being told and you're being warned. Stop playing. Election 2027, especially in Kenya, stop playing, Ruto. Stop playing. Stop playing with people's feelings. Stop playing with people's mindset. We're not our grandmothers. We're not our mothers. We're not the cowards. Like, let's actually clarify it. Because if you look at the generation that is being beat up by these Indians, the Chinese, it's our parents. Those are the same. And our big brothers and big sisters. Not people my age.
Okay.
Not people and literally younger than me. Not people who are being born today. The cowards, we start with the millennials going all the way up to the Gen X, to the whatever. Those are the cowards. Or, you know, I need I can't, because I need to buy ugali flour. I have to say sorry to this Chinese man because he beat me up. And I'll never repeat this next time. When we have an issue, we're going to talk it out. Talk what? Talk what? What do you need to talk after being disrespected? That's the question. And it goes back to dignity of you as a person, because what I see, we're discussing this even yesterday on the meeting show. The difference with the older generation and us, we have at least dignity to understand you can't do this to me. You can't just do this to me. This is not humanity. This is not right. This is not okay. This is right. This is not. We can make the difference, and at least we can speak up. We're not. It's not like our parents who are told, you know, just drink water because, you know, this water, and probably that's peace. You're just told drink water and you go like a coward without sniffing if it's water, and you're drinking. Then the next minute you're having a stomachache, who are you gonna blame? You went there like a coward without sniffing if this is water, or even give it a little bit of taste. You just, you know, because you're thirsty. We're not the cowards right here. So literally, if you talk about cowards and cowardness, which is being promoted by lack of education, because yesterday we were having a discussion with Kamlesh on the rhythm scripture again, and he said we're talking about how we can't keep on having repetition from generations to generations. There's no way my grandfather, my mother, my elder sister or brother graduated, they don't have a job. And then I can see all that lineage, literally a lineage of failure because of trying the same pattern. I want a different pattern or a different path. Instead of you taking me to college and university, you selling all the cows and lands, give me the money. Let me start a job. Let me do something. Give me a capital, you know, show me maybe 1, 2, 3 things that you've tried, they failed, or maybe 1, 2, 3 things I can do, or maybe I can get a group of people who can educate me and acquire skills, and let me specialize on that. I don't want to go back to the same patterns of, you know, and that is where critical thinking now applies with the education, because he was saying for him, instead of taking the capital and going to start a business, he's going to take the capital, especially maybe if he has studied like the course of teaching, he's going to take the skills and start what is it called? A daycare. Then the money you get from the daycare, save it, then start a school. And then I asked him, so when you start a school, do you go back to the same system to fund you? Because you're going back to the same system that is educating morons to repeat the same structure, the same pattern, you know?
He's going to need school fees. So he's set up the same system.
Exactly.
Okay, you build a school. Is it going to be free? No, because you can't eat up a free school. You don't have a tax system because you don't have you haven't created an economy. So you're just creating the same nonsense that already exists.
Exactly. Thank you. That is exactly what I told him. He's like, oh, no. I disagree with that. Don't start a school if it's not going to be an Afrocentric type of school. You're trying to change the mentality of people, applying critical thinking.
Worthless. Exactly.
You know, because that is the reason why, if you describe cowardness or where we have cowards, these are the people who could not even because I've grown up with the same system of education, but at least there's some things that I could see. I'm like, nah, this is not okay. You know, I don't like this. Just because you did it, I don't want to do it. You know, because you got married early. I don't want to get married early. Because you had children early, I don't want to have children early. You know, because you graduated doesn't mean I want to fall on the same path as you. We're different. I'm smart in my own ways. That was your own way of being smart. So I agree we do have cowards, but it has to go back to the same thing that is actually
But
happening.
you're right. The curriculum must change. Like I said, like I hate to just keep using him as an example, but he is the example. Like he said, we're going to get rid of all these schools, these European-based schools, which he did. He said, and you're going to be taught not to be a coward. That's what these his words. It's even Torre. So he knows the coward that's been taught in Africa. He says it's going to be schools, even though wealthy, you're going to have to attend these schools of learning how to not be a coward. That's what you're going to do. You're going to learn to be a man and it's mandatory. Should have been. Did you see? Because they tried the same old scam. You see how now they're trying to give him some white woman Arab. Like what? I'm now attracted to this all a lot because these niggas always love white people, women. That's why you got Ali Bongo and the other moron in Guinea with these white women, say they own women. That's how you know you're fucked up in the head. He said, nah, you keep your own woman. I don't need her.
Exactly.
Try to give me the Saudi Arabians, Saudis who hate black people. Now all of a sudden, oh, I like him. Now get out of here.
Nah,
So that's what I'm saying.
We're not buying it, and that's why it goes back to what the white guy was saying yesterday on the video I was showing on my show. We need to have a strategy. Again, we can't. Was it the white guy? That was Kagame or someone? We need to have a strategy before we do any of the things.
That was Professor Jeffrey Sachs saying that, and you said, yeah, he was telling you about a strategy. But he said you can't do it, and he's right. You can't do it state by state. I mean, country by country. You have to have unity to be able to implement a strategy for Africa. Can't be Kenya does it. Kenya's a bootleg country, and Burkina Faso's a revolutionary country and do it. Kenya's not going to do it. The other country, because most African countries are bootleg countries. You're not going to get it done till you have and like shout out to Dr. House. No, Dr. Mumbi's crazy. She is. Shout out to her. She knows that revolution the only thing's gonna save Africa. That's right. These puppets gonna have to be good. They're gonna have to be bubble gum because they're not gonna give up power. They're not gonna give up what the white man is giving them. And you can't. And there's no reason that Africa's not supposed to be next on deck to surpass everybody because everything's there. Got the youth. You have the minerals. You have everything that's necessary, but you got bad leadership because they've been put there to make sure you never succeed. Go ahead, Joe.
That is so true. But literally talking about the cowardness, because if you talk about cowardness, it has been, again, we go back to the system of education, which if we know the simplest way of us recreating this system is taking back power. And we can't depend again on this. People are completely openly declaring dictatorship in front of us. They are showing it, just like you say, they don't want to let go. They want to please the white man. But I love the energy on the ground. You're the minority of who are being told what to do by the white man. We are the majority. We see your bullshit, and we're getting tired of it. We're getting tired of Tanzanians, man. Tired of Tanzanians.
But true, that's what's finally happened. See, exactly. But see. Exactly, Joe. So it's not business as usual. They're used to seeing African people be docile, don't know what's going on. Like I said, everybody say, who can live in this kind of poverty for years and don't do nothing about it? Africans. So Africans are used not to ever do anything about anything. Just, well, okay, and then go to some goopy church or some goopy mosque and pray to some. They go to some goopy church, some goopy mosque, and pray to SpongeBob. And shit don't never change. So they're still waiting on SpongeBob.
Yeah, so for us to rechange the system again, like I'm saying, of course, this comes with power, and power is not given, like you say, it's taken. And again, once we have powers, which has to come with strategy, because the white people are never gonna give up. They're always gonna be on our case. Always gonna be in our case. They're not willing to just watch you say, hey, I want to live happily, and you want them to go.
That's that right.
You want them to go back to their caves. They're going to fight literally for what they have long believed belongs to them. And that is what they're willing to do. It's openly there. But once we take back power and then take control of mineral resources, like we've seen Ibrahim Traore, the Namibian president, and the rest doing it correctly, you've now taken control of your economy because you have control of your resources. Because we know one of the biggest way Africa doesn't benefit is because it doesn't control its mineral resources, which is rawly produced from here. We have to take it to other countries to be refined. Then we buy it twice or thrice or 10 times the price. It didn't even make it. We sound crazy.
Of course, it don't make sense. You got if only a drunk person would sign these deals, Joby.
Crazy. Like, how do you I produce the shit, then I have to buy it 10 times more just because I took it to your country to refine it. Then and then like I said, I explained last week, there's no I'm gonna keep on doing this business with you. I have to start my own company because the fact that I am the reason why you have this market, I'm no longer gonna, supply the products to you. I'm gonna I find a couple of young people, tell them, hey, this is the future. So let's do this and this and this until we find the right way to get it done here, because these people are benefiting off our back and they don't give a shit. Okay. So once we have control of our economy, now we start creating not just infrastructure. Now we're talking about other things. We talk about roads, which part of infrastructure, roads, schools, healthcare system, and making them affordable, if possible, free.
Of course, because you got control of your economy. You got control of your resources again.
So the fact that this is something that has been happening for so long, and none of these goddamn leaders, apart from Ibrahim Traore and again, Alliance Sahel State is the only country doing it right. Now we have Namibia, Guinea Bissau. Not yet, because they're currently in talks with Ecowas. So we're gonna see what's gonna be the results after the end of the conversation, which is happening today. So we're gonna see what decision they're gonna make. If they're going back to the bloc, we know this is a fake coup. If they're gonna stick to their decision. This is real, because that is how they start threatening you. Or if you don't do this again, your country is no longer going to develop. You need international monetary funds to help you stand up as a country. I'm already starting.
If that was the truth, you seen Guinea Bissau. The thing you did was a known trafficking country. No damn benefits, no infrastructure, poor as hell. So these countries in Africa have been free for 60 years and they're all impoverished. Make it make sense. China got rich in 40 years. So and all the minerals are in Africa. So this is a lie. Critical thinking.
Exactly. But we have, of course, the story of devastating toxic oil spillage. And of course, I've talked about personally, I love using the fact that these people, apart from just stealing mercilessly from Africa, the exploitation is also done recklessly. I love calling it
because they come and extract your resource and destroy your environment because they're contempt and hatred towards you. That's the other thing. Exactly. They put these morons, their contempt and hatred of you. Makes it even worse.
So a couple of months we saw the same thing happening in Zambia. We know the history of Shell in Nigeria and other countries as well, but the same situation is still happening till to date. But I have a combination of videos showing the same pattern, how it has been happening. And when you talk about Shell, because I remember I did a whole story about it, most of the witnesses, the activists were killed because of that particular story. When they called out Shell because of the oil spillage, destroying rivers, killing fishes, these witnesses were nowhere to be found. Within a couple of months and years, most of them had disappeared to nobody knows where.
Of course.
Like they always do to most of these African countries. So this is becoming a norm, because this is happening daily. It's not like it happened long time ago. And that's why I love saying, I've been using this phrase lately, history is important, but we need to also stop looking at history as a long time thing that is not taking effect today. It's taking effect today. That's why as we go years in the next 20 years or 40 years, what we discuss today, what is happening today, is going to be part of history. What is affecting our countries economically in any sort of way, this is part of history being collected in the data. So this is going to be something people are going to be talking about, our children or our grandchildren or whatever. Even us, gonna be saying, oh, you know, in 2020 we had pandemic. That is history, literally.
Of
So
course.
not things that happened long time ago, because one thing I've come to understand with some morons, shout out to Jason, he said that yesterday, which I do disagree, or common sense, that whatever in this dimension, common sense is important, Jason. I don't care what you say. But yes, we do have morons. We do have morons amongst us. I've tried to have a discussion with people, tell you, when you start talking to them now, you tell them, now let's go back to history, right? The history, those are things for a long time ago. That's the bullshit why people
They don't understand without history, Joe, but you don't understand the patterns that you're living in today. Exactly. It's like history is like unwinding a puzzle. If you don't know history, you're destined to repeat it and not understand what happened, because history repeats itself. It rhymes. So if you don't
Exactly.
know history, you don't understand why we're in this situation. you know.
It's giving white people justification, how they always say, that's my ancestors, or that history happened when I was not here, so that has nothing to do with me. But you're still doing the same goddamn thing. You're racist. You're still hurting African people. You call the
Exactly.
African words. You come here, spit on Africans, and we want to collaborate and cooperate, while you're spitting on my face.
That's why they don't remember. That's why they erase history. That's why they don't want you to know history. That's why they give you fake history.
Again, the universe knows better. I'm on the safe side of the world, literally. Shit, crazy.
Tap water looks like this in some parts of Nigeria. The Niger Delta in Nigeria is one of the world's richest areas for resources. Known as black gold, oil extraction has decimated the environment around the Niger Delta. There's no available drinking water, the mangroves have been destroyed, and many farmers have lost their livelihoods. Locals claim that the extraction of oil has ruined their home. This story is familiar to
you have no leadership in Nigeria. These African men are cowardly morons. That's why can you look at this damn Tinubu, a leader of what? If you can't tell this is a moron, why he's there, and why Africans are kept so ignorant, this is why. Why they kept tribal, over religious. This is why.
many in the Delta. The communities have been battling with polluted water for many decades, and now they are standing up to who they claim is responsible: Shell. Shell has been extracting oil from Nigeria for more than 70 years.
Now
The
remember,
Ogali and
Joey
Bile
own
community.
Shell. Joey show you when Joey show you who owns Shell, that video got blocked.
That's the video. I remember that video very well.
Blame the fossil fuel giant for the chronic pollution. They argue that Shell and its subsidiary chose to extract the oil, so they're responsible for the consequences. And now these communities are finally having their day in court. Shell rejects this claim. They argue that the spills have been caused by theft and illegal refining, for which the company argues it is not liable.
Are you kidding me?
Locals say otherwise. This case has been considered a watershed moment in the fight to hold global corporations to accountability. It'll all play out in court.
Because your courts, those courts, the funny thing, Africans, you go to courts that you didn't build, you didn't design, and the court's about white people, okay? So they're going to benefit white people, not you. You can't go to this system and expect justice from an unjust system. And like Joe said, you have no power. So they're not going until you get power. They were doing all the same raggedy shit in China. They were killing people in China, distracting all that stuff. Joe, we show you about China, extracting minerals, stealing shit. Same thing in China. They don't do it now because China became a power militarily. China knew they had become a power to get justice. You're going to have to learn that. But there is no justice without power. So you go into one of their fake courts. You think China got justice when they were robbing and stealing and putting them on drugs? No. There's 100 years of humiliation. Just robbing and stealing, taking half of China, taking all its wealth. China said, please don't do it, stop it. They say, shut up. Shut your Chinese ass up. That's what they do. We go ahead,
looking at the comments, someone says, me living in Nigeria, and I have not seen this one. Again, this is the problem. When we are too ignorant and just thoughtful about our tribe.
You don't know about your own country. This is crazy.
This is why I'm viewing that comment. When you live in a country and all you think about is your tribe, this is the problem, right? And especially in a country which has 250 what ethnical languages, it's crazy. Like the only thing I'm gonna think about is my fufu and my bushmeat. I don't have time to think about if Delta destroyed some people's lives over there. And then you look at how Nigeria is today. Like for real, we keep on talking about how Nigeria should be one of the richest countries in Africa.
Nigeria should have been a superpower.
Literally.
Period.
But look at where it is today. So
Exactly.
majority of the people, actually say 90% of the people are living in poverty. So
Yes.
at what time do I have time to go dig? Oh, the Igbos were affected, or the Boranas were affected, and then these people also confused they are confused tribalistically. Like they're so divided with tribalism to the point they don't give a fuck about each other. So if I can't even tell you about my history, like nah, wahala, you're making this story up, or this one na movie, or this one na.
There you go. Because now you talk about dysfunction. It's not a country. It's dysfunctional.
Exactly.
Not a country.
Someone says, bro, is this in the same country we live in? See, those are the questions. Most of the people are, where in Nigeria? That is another question. For Delta, which kind of lie be this? You see, this one is saying this is a lie. Which kind of lie be this? And then another says, don't come again. Where they see all this location. I don't understand that one. Another says we have no light here in Oparama Southern Ijo local government area headquarter by Lycia State. Oparama was the second place where oil was found after Olibir by Lycia State in 1956. It is a shame. Wow.
No,
So,
most of you Nigerian morons don't have any lights. You got all the properties to get lights, but you don't have lights. It's crazy but you still pray to Jesus and Allah while you sit in the dark and eat your bush meat. There's something wrong with you people. Okay, we're gonna be honest. That's why I told people Nigeria's never been the giant of Africa. I've been there. It's not, and it never will be. That's why I told you. Kenya's becoming one of the giants. Not giants of Africa. It's Guinea Bissau of all places.
True.
The Kenyan people are trying to be, but not the giant of Africa is Guinea Bissau right now. But I said it would never be Nigeria. You got, like Joby said, you got 250 different languages and tribal. You don't even know what's going on in the country. You don't even know what's different in the Delta. So no,
and they don't have time.
You can't be any giant of anything.
And they don't even have time for that.
This is the giant of Africa. Sounds crazy.
So this video said Shell spilled 13 million barrels of Nigerian oil, enough to cover 800,000 Olympic swimming pools, and it poisoned rivers and farmland so badly the UN said cleanup will take 30 years. And when the locals protested, the activists were all unalived, exactly like I said.
Of course, they were all murdered and killed, because that's it. Let you know that they didn't come from the government. They come from like Joe said, the fake, the illegal or stealing came from them. So they just unalive people to shut them up, and the government helped them do it.
Period. Let me share this one too.
Shell's oil empire in Nigeria comes at a horrifying cost. You won't believe what activists endured. Shell's pipelines have spewed raw oil for decades,
all this
poisoning
rivers. The Nigerians don't get, the Nigerians don't get no money. All this billions of dollars that's been taken by Shell, Nigerians don't get none of it. And it's their shit. And it's their stuff. It's Africa-wide.
Exactly.
How can Africans allow people to come and steal their shit, stay in poverty, and then destroy the ecosystem?
Education. It's not taught. I think I'm gonna borrow one of my brother's book. I think he came with some textbook that I'm gonna look at where the mineral resources are taught. I don't think this is even in high school though. This was in primary. But all we're taught is we have oil, we have cobalt, we have iron, we have this, we have this. We're not taught about the benefits. We're not taught. This way, the extraction of mineral resources and the payment of $2 or nothing, and they put a gun on your face is so active. People don't know the benefit of these resources. Actually, we know the benefit of the resources once it's on someone's, once you see it on a Arab somewhere in Dubai or India, they are wearing it, or an Indian who is in Kenya, especially the Indians. Them Indians here in Kenya, they wear the gold. And even the Somalis, like, they can afford the gold. For majority of us, we can't. Like, that is so expensive. I can afford a silver chain or a silver ring or a silver bangle, but not a goddamn gold. So you look at it and you're like, oh, goddamn. You know, it's like a big deal. And yet it's coming from here. It's crazy. Oh, look at that gold. This person is wearing gold. Someone is wearing a gold, or this person is wearing a gold. Because even before we normalized silver chains, it was a big problem. I've had like, I think 5 silver chains till I gave up literally buying silver chains. I have like 5 silver chains that were stolen from my neck, and it was really brutal. They're like,
Wow.
Bring it, or they are showing you a knife. Bring it, or come on. There's no talking what they're gonna do to you. They're just showing you a knife. Bring it, or the knife is. Bring it. And I had to give it up, literally. But 3 of them I had to give them up. Just remove, take, go. Don't do anything to me. 2 of them were snatched when I was in town twice. It's crazy. Before we normalized even wearing silver, that was a big problem. Like, gold now becomes a big deal. And the fact that all these resources come from here, and we've not built again, it goes back to, we've not built these companies that refine, process everything here. That's why they come back expensive. We think it's actually something, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal because we're supposed to be all having it. We're supposed to be enjoying the quality of it. Like, it's crazy. It's supposed to be affordable for us. If we controlled it, if we refine them here, if we did all the everything here, like,
that's why Africa was the original bling bling before you lost your resource. Yeah, before you lost your resource.
Exactly.
That's why you Africans always dripped in gold. That's why when Master Moose run around getting everybody gold, that's your cult, that's your history. That's why you need to know it. That's why if you don't know history, they say, oh, look at the fake white Arab with all the gold, but there's no gold mines in Arabia. Ooh.
They should explain to you, especially about the bling blings, because I talk about the bling blings a lot. You already know where the term bling bling came from. Like, we see new guys on the TV, you know, like, God damn, you know,
we know it came from us, but we know the shit comes out of Africa. we know the term comes from us, but we know that you guys have access to the real bling bling. We buy it, but we know where it comes from.
I have the access, but I don't even know if I can also wear the bling blings, because my government, being guided and controlled by morons too, they have not created these companies that can make things affordable for us also to feel like, you know, we can wear the bling blings. So when I see an black American wearing a bling bling, or even a white person or an Indian, it's a big deal. I want to have a bling bling. So because I can't afford the original one, I'm gonna buy a fake ass chain that is gonna become rusty in 2 months. And that's
go fuck your neck up.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Farmland. UN experts say over 13 million barrels have spilled in the Niger Delta since the 1950s, turning villages into wastelands. Shell even called in paramilitary police in 1990. Soldiers gunned down 80 villagers and burned 595 homes.
Police force, their own mercenary force into a sovereign country, because the Nigerians don't control no fucking Nigeria. Their white man does. He can bring a military into your country and kill your people, and you do nothing about it. This is absolutely crazy.
Communities like Bodo have waded through black sludge for decades. Shockingly, Shell colluded with military rulers. Ogoni activist Ken Saro-Wiwa was hanged in 1995 after leading peaceful oil pollution protests. Shell later paid $15.5 million to settle lawsuits, but never admitted guilt. This is more than an oil crisis. It's an environmental and human catastrophe fueled by greed. Watch the full documentary now on the History Square. Since Shell struck oil in Ogoni land in 1958, the company...
So this is Zambia.
February the 18th, an environmental disaster on an historic scale has begun. At a copper mine in Zambia, owned by the Chinese company Sino Metals, a dam holding back a reservoir of toxic waste has collapsed.
This must be in
What some
Zambia.
experts
Man.
claim is
Yeah,
one of
this is Zambia.
the worst
This
and
is-
least
and I want you to know,
reported
that's why I want you to understand. I don't know why you think you're different people. Same shit happens all throughout Africa. You get exploited. They don't give a fuck about you. Destroy your environment to get the wealth out of Africa. And you got the same behavior all throughout Africa. And then somehow you think you're a different tribe or different people. No, your behavior is the same throughout Black Africa. It's the same. So how can you be different people and the results are all the same?
It's crazy.
Your behavior is the same.
accidents
Sorry.
Go ahead, Joe.
ever has been unleashed, matched, they say, by one of the worst government and industry cover-ups. It is spewing lethal chemical poison, arsenic, cyanide, uranium, lead, mercury, and more. Soon, slicks of dead fish line the river shore. Nearly 2/3 of Zambia's 20 million people live along the vast Kafue river system.
It is an environment.
I can't imagine, because especially let's say if living in the village and you're dependent on the river, once it's killed, man, this is devastating. You can't. This is devastating.
Can't
God
drink, can't wash, can't. Of course, it's devastating. That's why they were stoning his ass. And this and you Africans, I'm telling you, you're going to have to stop worshiping other people. I'm just telling you, your worship of other people is disgusting. It's despicable. People that fuck up your rivers, destroy your life. Your worship of other people is despicable. Why you hate your own people? Because there's supposedly some other tribe.
Mm-hmm. You see, the first comment someone says, "Don't blame China. Blame the corrupt Zambian officials. They're both to be blamed because
Exactly.
China
Don't blame
China
China.
knows what exactly they are doing. They know exactly, and it's not the first time they have been
That's the whole
doing
thing.
it.
Don't blame the other people. Don't blame the Chinese. They're the ones did it, dummy. Of course, your puppet governments allowed it, but China still did it. They don't give a fuck about you. They wouldn't have did this in China. They wouldn't have put all this bullshit in China. They did it in your country. So don't blame the Chinese. How crazy is cat shit.
It's crazy.
Into disaster, really of catastrophic consequence when we consider the fact that Sino Metals has polluted a river on which millions of people depend for their livelihoods. We're also talking about wildlife. If we look at the communities in the immediate vicinity of the river, the entire livelihoods have been destroyed.
Have you ever seen your whole life?
Helicopter drops lime into the river to try and neutralize the acidity from the spill. The dam waste was so acidic it could dissolve human bones.
God damn.
And after the dead fish, the dead and dying crops. Week after week of damaging delay went by. From the air, the scale of the damage is clear, the scarred, polluted landscape of the now empty reservoir. The government did order Sino Metals to pay for an independent survey to assess the damage. And that survey appears to have been buried by the government and the mine, but
Of
Channel 4
course,
News
because the
has
Chinese
obtained
shit,
a
you're not
copy.
gonna do nothing, nigga. You ain't got no power and you're a moron. We'll kill your people whatever the fuck we want to. And you'll shut your fucking mouth. And that's what they did.
Yep.
Exclusively. Tonight, we can reveal this 385-page report compiled by South African environmental assessors who sampled hundreds of sites in the vast toxic slurry. The river supplies drinking water to about 5 million people, including the capital, Lusaka.
Even the
So
cap-
weeks of
You allow
painstaking
somebody to poison your water to your own capital. You are woefully backward, ignorant, despicable. You've allowed people to destroy the water supply to your own capital. Jesus Christ. Zambians, what does it take for you to overthrow people? I don't know what's wrong with you Africans. That's craziness. Go ahead.
research, thousands of samples taken. And you'd think, wouldn't you, that the emergence of this report would trigger, even at this late stage, the kind of large-scale cleanup that was required. In fact, nothing like that happened at all.
The environmental assessors say it would need at least 100 trucks a day for over a year to begin clearing away the contamination.
Watching all this, the environmental assessors appear to have lost patience. In early June, they wrote this letter to the government begging them to take action. The language they use could hardly be more stark.
Their letter says that official reports stating that 50,000 tons were released is grossly inaccurate, and that their estimate is 30 times that, over 1.5 million tons. That's not all. They write that extremely hazardous substances were released, including arsenic, cyanide, uranium, and other heavy metals, which has created a toxic environment capable of causing irreversible harm to both the ecosystem and human health.
Exactly.
Communities are at serious risk of developing birth defects, cancers, liver and lung disease, heart conditions, and other chronic illnesses. Without immediate intervention, the consequences for future generations of Zambians will be severe and long-lasting.
This is crazy, and this explains to you because you look at the diseases being mentioned. These diseases were never there in Africa. Again, we go back to we had our own ways of curing the list of diseases we had, literally, and it was all herbal. And now you look at how many type of diseases now developed since the white people showed up in Africa. There are so many, and you can see some of the things contributing. You think it's just the food you're eating, the water you're eating, your environment is being destroyed. Now they're going hard on your food, what they want to introduce forcefully, you eating bugs or GMO foods. Like, this is crazy. We're really talking about natural destruction. People who are fully generated by destruction. It's like that's what makes them thrive as a people. That's what, you know, and that's what makes them thrive, actually. Destruction of the people. Think about it. The destruction, destabilization of the people. If they're not causing war in other places, they can't be stable enough. They have to come destroy other places.
Now you figured it out.
What
Ding,
they
ding.
want to go
Ding,
back
ding,
and
ding, 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 ding.
It's crazy. Warmongers. This is crazy. I wonder how you sleep with this kind of a human being.
By now, others had had enough. The US Embassy broke cover on June the 12th, issuing this notice, telling its nationals to evacuate urgently from the polluted region. That produced no major action from the authorities, so the Americans put out another warning in August, now saying even breathing the air in the pollution zone could be dangerous. That did it. The very next day, the government called a press conference. Surely they were about to take action. Quite the opposite.
Laboratory results show that the pH levels have returned to normal, and concentrations of heavy metals are steadily
the pH levels have returned to normal without nobody doing nothing. This is see this is how despicable these Africans are. This is how despicable these Africans are. And they gotta be bubblegummed. This is how despicable. He don't give a fuck about his own people. This is crazy talk. Not doing anything. pH levels return. The whole place is goddamn a poisonous mix of death. He'll sit there. The pH levels are okay. Then go get the water like somebody, and you drink the shit now in front of us. Let me go to the lake, get the water, and you drink the shit now in front of us.
Exactly.
You drink the shit.
They won't do that, you know.
Of course
like,
they won't.
Bill Gates
Lying
telling
ass.
you, refine your shit and drink it as water. You won't do that. But anyway, on the last video on that conversation, we have this. This is just a 5-day video. Literally still talking about how they call them unregulated mines. I mean, how many of them do we have, and they are still running?
Unregulated. That means the mines they stealing from. All the theft in Africa is crazy. And guess what they found also in Kenya, just like Congo. There are planes in Kenya flying in and out of the forest. Imagine that. There are a bunch of planes flying in and out of these fake ass animal reserves. Like I told you, that's why I knew they were stealing all these animal preserves in Kenya. No, that's where they knew the minerals were at, and they say we're gonna make fake animal reserves that can't nobody go into to protect it. And you got airstrips in Kenya, just like, because remember these borders are fake. So Kenya is just an extension of the Congo. That's all it is. And so you got planes flying in and out of Kenya, stealing resources.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good, Joe.
Earth mining is polluting rivers across Southeast Asia, putting communities that depend on these waterways at risk. A new study warns toxic runoff is spreading downstream and is calling for urgent action against illegal mining.
So Southeast Asia, this
Heavy
would be
price to pay for
Indonesia,
parts of
this would be
mainland
Malaysia,
Southeast Asia. Soaring demand
maybe
for
Vietnam
gold and rare earths, coupled
and
with
Cambodia and Laos. That'd be these countries.
weakness in regulation and governance, all leading to dangerous pollution in the Irrawaddy Basin and the Mekong that are critical lifelines for tens of millions of people. That is the warning from a Washington-based think tank, also behind an interactive dashboard providing satellite imagery of damage already done. The Stimson Center pointing to rapid expansion in the last decade.
Vietnam, like I said, Laos, I told you that area, I knew it. Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand. The Thailand ain't gonna let you do it because it might be Myanmar, but Thailand ain't gonna say no. We're gonna start killing you people. But go ahead, Joe.
400 sites where unregulated mining takes place for the extraction of both precious metals and rare earths. Spanning 6 countries across Southeast Asia, vital waterways are under threat. Of that 2,400 sites, nearly 800 unregulated mines operate along the Mekong River. Lax regulations, poor governance, and corruption turning those 3 nations into mining hotspots.
Myanmar,
For Myanmar, these mines are either in
exactly.
Kachin or Shan State.
Thailand will kill you. Thailand will kill you. They're never gonna have Thailand. There's gonna be Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia. Them poor ass countries. Joe, we had a video last year. Somebody from Kenya. We're going to Laos to get a job. I was like, what? Laos is poorer than Kenya, you morons. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Which led a coup in 2021, has fragmented, certainly contested control. Of the close to 1,900 sites of illegal mining in Myanmar, at least 549 use what's called in situ leaching to extract rare earths, a process that uses less energy, but a great deal of contaminants, but releasing a great deal of contaminants and using a great deal of water. And pollution flows downstream from
this happening globally, because I think if we go back also to the Sassoon family, then it was the Sassoon. The Sassoon family. No, was it the Melon family? It was called the Melon, if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
The Melon family. But you see that happen in the white country. You know why? Because white people don't have no resources. See, it ain't happening in England. It ain't happening in Germany. It ain't happening in France. Oh, that's where all the wealth is being taken and stolen to. It's not happening in those countries, Joby.
Yeah, but it's a global, again, it goes back to power. Let me just say that. With the little mineral earth they're gonna get, like the little, they're still gonna exploit that place. So long as it's beneficial to them. It's a global power, literally. This is about global power. Who is in control? Who makes the orders, and how the countries also bow down to these orders, and you can't do anything about it unless you've built a strong military power. That's the only way you can conquer this, and unless you also have your own power, like the Alliance Sahel state. You can't be attending these goddamn goofy meetings of let's make the change the world. How many times have we been changing the world? And the
how many times you been changing the world and it all stays the same?
Exactly. It is just still the same. Schools are fucked up, roads are fucked up. Let's cooperate with Africa, China, Japan, or Britain so that Africa can have better roads. We have potholes everywhere. We have potholes. Can you talk about how you benefit? Just be realistic. Let's cooperate to benefit ourselves. This cooperation has nothing to do with Africans benefiting. Just like I think there's a video I shared some time back and someone said it. It's nothing to do with you. This is about us. It was actually a white man. This is about us. Corporations have nothing to do with you. It was actually Macron. I've remembered. It was Macron. He said, these corporations first, they serve our interests. No, not you first. In front of Ruto's goddamn face. And he was there laughing like a moron. That's what's up. So yeah, these corporations are above the benefiting you because you've been taking the goddamn loans, yeah? So you better say it with your bald chest. You owe us. You owe us money. You agreed to work for this system. You're gonna do exactly what we're telling you. You've been taking money. Look at how your balloon stomach has grown. You're wearing some red bottoms right now, some fine ass suits, and now you wanna tell us this about corporation? It's about you. Are you stupid? You better be Burkina Faso or not, but we're gonna bubblegum you trying to do that. You know the rules. Let me see if I can find that Gambian video of the president talking about it.
Bubblegum you.
Before we do that, we have ECOWAS and the delegations now being held in Guinea Bissau.
The Ecowas mission, led by its chairman and the president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada, arrived as the junta, which seized power last Wednesday, banned all demonstrations, strikes, and activities deemed a threat to peace and stability. In a statement late Sunday, the military authorities also ordered public institutions and ministries to reopen. Soldiers seized power in the West African nation 3 days after a closely contested presidential race, which the two main contenders claim to have won. During the coup, Guinea-Bissau's president, Umaro Sissoko Embalo, told French media by phone that he had been deposed and arrested. He has since sought exile in the Republic of Congo. Nigeria said its president, Bola Tinubu, has granted protection for Guinea-Bissau opposition candidate Fernando Diaz da Costa in response to an imminent threat to his life. A letter from Nigeria's foreign ministry said Diaz da Costa was being housed at its embassy in Bissau.
Yeah, so that is what is happening. Nigeria has said they will offer protection and all the bullshit they keep on telling all these African leaders once they get the real power, and it's crazy. But let me see if I can find that video very quickly. I think it was the Gambian president. I'm trying to get it right. The video was just literally trending yesterday. Let me see. Just a minute. Yeah, him exposing how they're told, you sign this, there's no walking out of this. You've agreed to poverty. You've agreed to, you don't have no power. Like, agree.
Exactly. You've agreed to poverty. That's where you're going to stay. And we're going to take all your minerals, get rich off your back. So what? Your people too stupid to know the price of anything. So that's right. That's what we're going to do.
Gambia president explains the video. Is it not this one? Where is it? Which president was the? These goofy ass presidents. I can't even catch their names, man, because they're all fucked up. You don't even know which is which. Let me see. Was it Gambia? So it's somewhere. Yeah, looked footage. It is. God damn. Took me for it.
Exactly.
There has been a video that
I thought Gambia. It's Gabon. God damn shit.
Has leaked over the weekend, and in that video, you can see the president of Gabon, Bryce, talking to the Bongo family and assuring them that the coup was a family affair.
Of course, it was a family affair.
It was a family affair. Exactly. We called that then. Man, Joe said it's a fake coup.
Even though we have the footage, I'm going to show you the footage shortly. I'm trying to wait for a few people to come through, and we shall watch the leaked video. By the way, we called this out. When the coup happened, August 30, 2023, a lot of people celebrated that coup, but a lot of other people were suspicious, especially considering the person, the coup leader that came into power, was seen like a family, a cousin to the Bongo family that was overthrown. It was kind of suspicious, to say the least. But now we are finding out that this might have been a family affair. Not only that, the president in the video assures Bongo's son, Ali Bongo's oust President Ali Bongo's son, that everything is going to be okay. He's talked to President Macron. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why President Macron in it? Mm-hmm.
Oh, we
He
said this.
mentions Macron
We said this was some puppet shit.
by name, and he says he has assured them that they're okay. By them, he means the Bogo family when the coup happened and he arrested them. Watch this clip. I want to show you the footage.
And remember,
We
Ali
will
Bongo was one of these morons that got his white French wife too. His handler, his spy lady.
Exactly.
discuss it afterwards. It's in French, but there's a subtitle. If you can't see the subtitle clearly, let me know so I can read it out loud for you.
Ne faites pas d'autres communications après. C'est ce que vous avez signé ici. La vie, c'est pas la rancœur. Ce qui est arrivé, c'est une étape. Mieux vaut que ce soit nous ici en famille que quelqu'un d'autre.
Yeah, it's saying that whatever happened, this is just a step. It is better that it is here as a family than someone else.
C'était un autre militaire qui
If it was another soldier who was here, it would have been a disaster.
serait là, ça devait être la catastrophe. Ça devait être pire que ça.
It would have been worse than this.
Vous n'étiez pas en prison. Ici.
In France.
Peut-être les conditions n'étaient pas les mêmes que la maison, mais vous n'étiez pas en prison. Et ça, je le disais même au président Macron, qui ne sont pas en prison. Qu'on arrête de vous faire croire autre chose. Aujourd'hui, on vous libère, il n'y a pas de vengeance. Il n'y a pas à dire, je vais me venger.
Well, to put things into context, the person that you're looking at right now, in the leaked video, is this guy, the new president of Gabon, General Brice Ngoma.
This dumbass, he was there flossing, having 90 bodyguards in front of millions of poor people. The bullshit they always do again. It's giving Museveni's son. And we were having this discussion during the weekend, and I told one person, Museveni's son can become a president, because he was talking about how there's actually someone who has been against Museveni for the longest time, and what might happen, because Bobby Wine is not their top interest probably right now, they're gonna fund that guy who has been in the bush with these people, then he's gonna emerge as a presidential candidate and might take over as the president, but not the son. The son is too mouthy. He has a loose mouth. He can protect this. I would say this is a loose mouth. You can't expect this motherfucker to take over like the country. He is already saying now he wants war with Kenya and now wants to marry the president.
He wants war with Kenya, and Kenya was the one who put his daddy in power.
Like now he wants to marry the president, the daughter of Ruto. Like such a loose mouth, just always talking shit, man.
He wants to marry the daughter of who?
He wants to marry the daughter of Ruto. He said that today in the morning.
The daughter of who?
Ruto.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. But literally, those are the recent updates of today. If we don't take actions in our own hands, which I believe the youths are waking up. Again, we're not the cowards. I'm defending my people, knowing what is happening. We're not the cowards.
Play the video I sent you before you leave. Play that video I sent you on your WhatsApp. Because I don't think you're the cowards no more. That's what this young man is saying.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, good. Copy link.
The youth have known you've been cowards, and they're saying no more.
Okay, copy link.
Finally.
Yeah, because, man, you must smack your face trying to call me a moron or a coward. Crazy. Oh, you know what happened on Sunday? Like, I was walking just from getting my nails. Then these two dumbass bitches from a church wearing long skirts. I'm wearing a mini dress. They called me a hoe. I'm like, hold on. You didn't just call me a hoe.
Wait. They called you a hoe just by walking by?
Because I have a mini dress and they are wearing long skirts because it was on
I'm saying you walking by and say nothing to do. They just openly said you're a hoe.
They were talking. Then there was thank God there was someone who was behind me and had them the same way I had them. They were walking, then they're like, nah, you better not talk to me. You better talk to this whole person on a maroon dress. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Oh, stand up. I told you stand up. They ran away. Stand up. I'm gonna beat your ass. And it was actually down the studio here because I was just passing by. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm gonna beat your goddamn ass in front of these people. Do you know who you're playing with? Do you know who you're playing with? I'm not even offended by you calling me out. Do you know who you're playing with? Like, am I your what? Like, I went crazy. I went super, super crazy. People are like, nah. The people who know me around are like, nah, calm down. These are just children. Children, my foot. They know what they're talking about. You have the audacity of calling someone something. You know what you're talking about. So you come tell me, did I fuck your dad? Who did I fuck for you to call me a hoe? Who was I sleeping with in your family? Are you crazy? And this the cowardness. That's the group of people you need to call the cowards. Because I understand with Africans, why can someone just wear a short dress? I'm comfortable in that. I'm not naked. My ass, my titties are not out. I'm comfortable walking how I'm walking. Why does it bother you because you can't do the same as me? You're comfortable being a church girl. I'm comfortable looking sexy. That's the difference. I'm gonna smack your ass. You're trying to play with shit. It's me. It's crazy. I was so pissed. I went home like fuming. I'm like breathing dragon fire. Like, Joby, what's up, man? So I almost beat up some young girls there trying to call me some stupid names. Like, did I fuck your father? You crazy? Who did I fuck? No, we're sorry. One of them said, oh, we're sorry. She didn't mean that. You meant it. Stupid.
Yeah, you don't do anything about
people, it's time for war, bro.
There you go.
This is not for play or anything. It's time for war. We need to start chasing people off our continent. I made a video earlier, but I think it's not enough because the Arabs right now, they are the main issue. All this terrorism, all this shit that's going on, and then they go in the back. They're the same country, Algeria, Mauritania. They're the same country helping the rebels going against IS, bro. It's time we stop being peaceful. Like, we are too peaceful. We think like just staying peaceful is going to fix things. No, we need to go to war.
Thank you. We'll be at peace. I'm just from telling someone that I'm not peaceful for what? Ready for war anytime, any day. Don't play with me.
We need go to war. If we have to die, if I have to die, I will die. But we need to go to war. We need to chase all these subhumans of our continent. They gotta go. There is no way that in 2025 people are still being enslaved in Mauritania. There is no way in 2025 Algeria is still helping rebels to go kill our people, and we are sitting there. Stop being cowards, bro. We need to stop being cowards. I know a lot of you don't want to die, but we have to die for our children tomorrow. See what they did to Egypt. They went to Egypt. They took the pyramid. They changed the whole story.
Say to them exactly.
What happened to every coast? Right now, the Lebanese take over every coast. Right now, the Azawad terrorists, they in every coast. What do you think is going to happen later? They're going to start killing my people, black people. It's time to stop being cowards, bro. We need to stop being cowards and go take guns and then kill these people. We know how to kill better than any race. We know how to. We just don't do it because for us, we are just a peaceful race, and that shit's gotta stop. That's why everybody come and walk over us. We need to liberate our continent. They gotta go. They gotta go. They got no place in our continent. They come, they bring terrorism, they bring all sorts of weird shit. They gotta go. Our continent's gotta be only for Africans and Africans only. Anybody who your skin is not black, don't come into our continent. And once we finish conquering our continent, we're going to close the border. Nobody flies over us. Nobody do.
I have said that before. I'd make really serious rules. I think after especially the first experience I ever had when we were traveling, that was brutal. At least right now we're known. Oh, where are you going to? How long are you going to stay? You know, if you overstay, this is what is going to happen to you. They're giving all sorts of threats. I'm like, what? But when it comes to Wazungu, they don't even check your criminal records. They don't check where you're coming from. Maybe you're a pedophile who's coming here in Africa. They don't check if you have HIV diseases. No, you can bring them to African people. They don't care.
Exactly.
You know, all types of syphilis and STDs. And then the poverty mindset again, which is very fucked up. Superiority, inferiority complex, always applying on African people. Oh, you see, I'm Zungu, you have all your molars out. Even when you don't have any teeth, you have all your gums out. Are you crazy? What are you smiling for? What is always funny? I don't understand. Because this is the same gossip that has been happening for so long. And it happens to me a couple of times when I go to maybe the mall. That's what I'm going to bump into a bunch of Mzungus. You never find Mzungus in supermarkets, but on the malls you will find them. Even when last time we were in Tanzania, we saw this lady and then she's smiling at us. Before we approached, that cracker was acting crazy. Seeing us, and then she's, what are you smiling for? I'm not smiling with you. Do I know you? What are you smiling at? What is so funny? Why am I supposed to be showing you a smile? Because you're a white person? He's very right. We need to, man, but anyway, not everyone has the spirit. That's the difference.
Do shit. You don't get no resources from us. You don't get shit from us. It's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. This century we in, it's gotta be done. It's time for revolution. Get up and let's go take our shit. Stop being cowards, bro. I'm launching this movement. I'll go down in Africa. I'll go down from Niger. I'll go there. I will get guns. We start from Mauritania.
My friend, you better talk to your president or whoever you're saying, because you can't do this alone too. Okay? Better go talk to someone in your country to start making weapons instead of you waiting for the US to fund you with weapons. Your police and soldiers are working with the weak-ass machines and bullshit, calling themselves police officers and security forces of these countries. Like, please, you better go join the Alliance Sahel state if you want to become that type of a warrior. Not in a Ruto state. Actually, what is happening in Kenya, allegedly. Now, in case you post anything because you have the cybercrime, whatever, you can talk against the government, you can criticize the government, you can't talk bullshit about against the government. What is happening allegedly? They are using Uber. This is again them working with Uber, I guess. They're using Uber, using international intelligence services and the CIA, they said, and I think the DCI, according to the video I saw, the three. And you, because you've been posting things online, criticizing the government, maybe they've been looking for you, you stopped driving, you know, you said if they know my number plate, they're waiting for you, you book a Uber, then they come pick you up, and then they take you where they want to take you. That is what is happening in Kenya today. So be very careful for my fellow Kenyans. As you order a Uber, be very careful. I'd prefer use a boda boda if you can. Fly with the boda boda. You know, it's simple, faster, but dangerous. You know, that's the worst part. Simple, faster, but the cab now, you take a cab, they lock the door, you can't get out, you can't scream. You're gonna be like that guy in Dubai, you know, screaming like a monkey. You better be careful. Because we're dealing with dictators. But anyway, that's how I come to the end of today's conversation. That has been my time. See you guys in a few. That is in maybe an hour as we come back for the reaction time, me and Kamlesh. And of course, for those who shall be catching this on a replay, hope you guys get to enjoy. Shout out to Reparations, Joa Mosquito. Greetings to y'all, and have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful rest of your good day. Peace, and we out.
Exactly. What's being peaceful got African people? Absolutely.